Well, for the past 5 years of my life, I've been working with the world's biggest biotechnology company, looking at technologies from around the world to address strategic needs. And for me, e-Therapeutics has got a technology and a set of skills and capabilities. We're actually at the right time in terms of the confluence of informatics, of systems biology, of network biology, of the application of computational capability in terms of discovering the drug discovery process. Secondly, the technology appears to work. So when you apply this technology to different areas of biology, diverse areas of biology, what you find is that you actually get hits in a very short period of time, 9 months in comparison to 24 months, which is typical for the industry. So it's a very productive and very elegant way to address a very significant problem that the industry is facing. And I think it's a wonderful opportunity to take this technology out to the world and to show what it can do. So before answering the question around the technology, it's important to look at the industry and why drug discovery innovation is important. So firstly, drug discovery is a very expensive process. It's $1.7 billion to actually create a new medicine. It's also a lengthy process, it's over 12 years, and it's also very risky in terms of the number of compounds that actually make it through to be a drug. So our technology addresses all of those elements. In essence, what we're looking to do is to create new and better drugs that are more effectively and more efficiently produced. So the technology itself has actually been enabled by advancements in terms of network biology and in terms of the computational science that underpins our platform. So what we're able to do is actually to use a more holistic view of biology, a higher level view of biology in terms of systems and networks to address very complicated problems that are not able to be solved using human intelligence. So what we're doing with our technology, is to increase the speed of drug discovery, to reduce the cost, and actually also improve the productivity of the process in terms of bringing new and hopefully efficacious products to the market. Well, we could use a number of examples. We have a quite productive platform, but using one example in particular, which is actually a tryptophan project, tryptophan degradation project. Now, tryptophan is an amino acid, which is very important in terms of regulation of the immune response. Now, in the placenta, there's an enzyme called IDO, which actually reduces the amount of tryptophan that enables the fetus to develop. In the same way, certain cancer cells appear to inhibit the production of tryptophan, and it's become a very important area of oncology and treatment of oncology in the IDO space, and there are a number of examples of products and companies that are active in that area. Now, using our network biology approach, we've been able to actually address this in a different way, a more holistic systems approach to the problem. And what we've been able to do is to discover new products that actually appear to be more efficacious than the products that are in clinical trials at the moment. And we've been able to do that in a way that exemplifies the platform. So it's taken us from concept through to actual hits, about 9 months to get to the stage where we're at now. And we've actually also been able to use the technology to address new mechanisms of action. So it appears that these products are not IDO inhibitors and actually have an effect which is more impactful in terms of the degradation of tryptophan. So this would be an example, I think, a number of examples we could also use, but a good exemplar of the technology. So the panel found a number of things which concur with my own assessment of the business. Firstly, the fact that what we have here is a very unique technology. There's nothing else in the industry that is similar to this technology. Secondly, it's highly productive. So when we look at the rates of productivity against other existing technologies, we have several orders of magnitude improvement in terms of our ability to discover hits and to discover new medicines. Third thing is that the assets that we are producing are themselves novel. So we have, as I mentioned before, novel mechanisms of action. We have products that appear to be acting in a different way, and we can IP protect those products. We can generate novel medicines that hopefully will address unmet clinical and commercial need. So there's a number of different partnership models that we could envisage, but also a number of different types of partners. So one of the first points of call would be the traditional biopharmaceutical industry, so the companies that everyone would recognize that are pharmaceutical or biotechnology companies. But also there's a new group of companies that are looking to try to disrupt the R&D process. This is companies like Google, for example, who are not traditionally associated with the drug discovery area. So we think that we've got the ability to form a number of partnerships which could be mutually beneficial and create value for both partners in those those type of relationships. Partnerships themselves could take several different forms. So looking at the assets that we create, that would be a typical out-licensing type of transaction where we would have milestones, upfronts, and royalties associated with those products. We could also work with companies who are interested in addressing a new area of biology, or indeed work with a company that's looking at an existing area of biology that we've already addressed in terms of our drug discovery activities. So I think that the opportunity is multifold, and the opportunity is around a number of different type of interactions with a number of different players in different industry spaces. We're going to undertake a very systematic and very detailed business development activity to try to bring to industry's attention the technologies and the assets that we have. So that will come from a range of different sources, from my own contacts within the industry of 20 years, through databases, through an understanding, a deep understanding of the way in which the industry is moving and the way in which the industry is interested in different areas of science and technology. We have undertaken a detailed assessment of the opportunities out there, the players out there. We are now beginning a very detailed exercise of engaging with companies at a substantive level. And yes, we have had a number of interactions already in the past week. Last week we were in Boston as a sponsor of an artificial intelligence conference, and we had a number of satellite meetings as part of that. So the next 6 months will be very much focused on the external part of the business's activities. So the business has been reconfigured in recent past. So we have removed any activity other than the residual activity on one clinical trial. So we're no longer doing clinical trials. We focus the business on drug discovery and on the application of our platform in the discovery of new medicines. So our strategy is twofold. It's around finding partners for the preclinical assets that we are creating from the platform, and secondly, collaborating with companies that are interested in the drug discovery approach that we're using. On top of that, we want to invest in the platform itself. So in essence, we do have the capital that we need in order to progress the business model to the end of 2018.